Crypto in 2025 is a buzzword, but unfortunately not much of it has been very good for society. However, that is all set to change with the introduction of BagsFM. Or is it? Now, BagsFM is pretty simple in premise. It's another Memecoin launchpad on Solana where any developer can attribute all the royalties from the coin's trading to another X account. So for instance, right now, if you trade on an exchange like Axiom, you pay around 0.01 Sol per buy and sell. All of those fees would get added up and then given to whoever the developer of the coin chooses. And what we've seen is this be used for some really wholesome measures. We've seen charity coins do incredibly well, people's pets who need surgery, young children with terminal illnesses, all of them have had coins with thousands and thousands of dollars raised from people trading them. In a lot of cases where artists, most notably the Nyan Cat artist, and if you don't know what that is, it's the... yeah, that one. They never really received any royalties for their art, and even though there have been a lot of big meme coins about the cat, they've never really been involved with it. They don't want to be associated with anything in the crypto space. However, the Nyan Cat artist actually somewhat endorsed the coin that was made on Bags because he got royalties, and it was the first time he'd ever seen anything like that, where he actually gets a cut of the people making the coin, making money off of his artwork. So it does bridge a really nice gap, which hopefully means more creators, more artists, charities, and people of influence can use their platforms for better. But it does bring with it a very, very interesting dilemma. For instance, let's say there was a tweet that blew up about a dog that needed life-changing surgery after being hit by a vehicle. If you were to buy that coin, yes, in essence, you are doing something nice, but then you're technically profiting off of a charitable movement, which is then also a very moral thing. Also, not that it's happened yet to my knowledge, but there could be times where people fake these things. So if you don't know what I mean, look at this. Okay, so this is a coin called DatBoy, obviously based on the meme of the frog riding the unicycle, and the tweet attached to it says everyone knows the meme but no one is giving credit to the actual creator, which is the same kind of format we're seeing for a lot of these bag runners. So what he's done is make a coin and give the royalties to the apparent artist of the coin. Now, if we go to said artist of the coin here, you can see the account was made in August of 2025. He's following one person, which is Bitcoin, and no one else. If you were to actually Google the DatBoy artist, you go on the Wikipedia page, you can see that it originates from the clip art website Animation Factory, which is not some random guy called Jordan who follows Bitcoin. This is the danger of Bags, because people will find these causes, they will find artists or memes that haven't yet been accredited with royalties to exploit for their own gain, and then just try and profit off them even when they're literally not true. So Animation Factory is probably, I don't know this, I'm not familiar with them, but I'd assume made some level of money off it because it's a whole company. If not, there's a meme coin there to be made at least, and they can get money that way. To have someone really disingenuously make this and say it's an artist who doesn't exist and they've made the account today is just really bad and a total abuse of the system, which, look, we see in meme coins regardless anyway, right? Like, how many times have people made meme coins about a stock or about a charity or a company or an influencer and it not be related in the slightest, or it's a LARP or something like that? We see it all the time. But the danger with Bags is, I think the whole premise of the platform is to be positive, is to be good. And you've already got people exploiting that, which certainly is something to be aware of. But it can do a lot of good. Like, Drake Bell was another one. The actor from Drake and Josh has notably been on record as saying that he never really receives much money from the show, even to this day, because of the laws at the time, because he was a kid actor, and obviously has had a very difficult upbringing. So for him now to be almost honoured by a fan base that have made a coin about him, they're giving him the money from the coin in terms of all of the trading fees. He took to Twitter, he was blown away by it, and then hosted a space about the coin and was very much championing it. That sort of thing, I think, is really powerful and really important for the future of crypto in general. And the overall consensus is that Bags has been good for the space. Like, if you look at how much money it's generated in terms of fees, in terms of trading volume alone, it's not quite rivaling Bonk yet, but it has surpassed it on given times. And I think in part of that it's because that its leader and founder, Finn, has been so prominent and open in the space about what he wants to do with the platform, and did something very impressive, which would only do well for his bags when looking back. Recently, there was an auction for the original hat used from the dog with hat picture, the one that of course is now associated with the meme coin, and Finn was bidding on that hat so much so that he won it to the tune of over $760,000. Now that might seem like a lot, but in reality, he's just shown a whole lot of people who didn't know what BagsFM was, A, how much money he's got to put into his project, and B, just draw a whole new set of eyes to this Memecoin platform that just is doing things differently. You don't need a dev wallet, you just go on the website, verify with a Twitter account, so it somewhat limits these scams and stuff where people can impersonate other people as long as you're vigilant. It takes that element from Boop when that first came around, but I think what it's done is really improve on that and just, again, open things up for an entirely different audience. Like, let's say there's a new artist that is making tons of art for meme coins that are mildly successful, like the 500k range. They never get a cut out of the bags that they most likely round trip. Now they get the royalties from their work. Like, it's a really fun way to bring a totally different dynamic to the world of meme coin trading. But it is also something that does come with that moral discussion of, well, what are you profiting off? When I'm looking at bags now, like, I'm not looking for coins that are meme-worthy like I would on Pump. I'm not looking for cults like I would on Boop. I'm not looking for organic runners like I would on Bonk. What I'm looking for is utility, or I'm looking for a foundation, or I'm looking for something that would draw more interest to push it higher to raise more money for a good cause. And look, if this is crypto's best bet at actually raising money the right way and doing something good for people that deserve it, we might just have to take it and say this might be as good as it gets. But again, I think it should just come with a little bit of hesitance as to what you're buying, the reasons why you're buying it, and just battling with that dilemma. Let's say you're one of those people that we all hate trading against, like the multi-walleters who put 20 SOL into a chart, and it's a really important charity coin, and the coin goes up to 100k, and you dump 30 SOL as soon as it graduates. That kills the coin. You're then kind of responsible for that. And that also, again, brings up a totally different dynamic that we haven't seen in crypto. Now, as for the immediate future of Bags, it is apparently unveiling itself to the world of TikTok not too far down the line. So you've got now over 1 billion more users who are going to be able to interact with the platform, potentially launch coins. But again, that can be dangerous because, as we know, TikTok is aimed at kids, it's aimed at teenagers. And are they ready for crypto? Are they aware of the risks that come with it? Probably not, but again, it's more eyes. So this is a really, really interesting concept. It's a novel one that we haven't seen done. And I feel like with every launchpad that comes out, the new feature that comes along with it benefits the ecosystem, okay? So the way that Bonk was so transparent with their fees benefited the ecosystem. It's forced Pumpfun into being a much stronger platform. With Boop, their idea of cults was good, it just wasn't really executed the best. And now we're seeing something with Bags as we did with Believe beforehand. And the result, I think, is going to be a much healthier ecosystem where if you want to bid long-term utility projects that need financial backing, if you're a tech startup and you're building an app and you need financial backing, this is like crowdfunding. This is literally just crowdfunding now. And there are so many positive ways this can be used that I think it's just great to have in the ecosystem. But I'm intrigued to hear what your guys' thoughts are, and I wanted to make this video just to give my initial takeaways from the first couple days of using Bags and looking at how it's been marketed, the people that have interacted with it, some of the big names that have been able to claim some fees and have been really positive about the platform. It's really good that the meme coin space finally has something positive to latch onto and say, hey, we've raised money for charity. We've raised money for an artist in need, for a kid that really needs a vital transplant. It's really healthy and organic, so long as it doesn't fall into the wrong hands of those bad actors who will take advantage. But again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'm sure you've got plenty of opinions on Bags and what it brings to the meme coin space. But until next time, I'll see you in the trenches.